The next technique that I'd like to explore with you is something that we call searching line or gestural line. This type of line is going to be the most useful thing for you to learn as you begin your practice of drawing. The searching line is very much like the contour line, where you're expressing the outline of any given object, the edges of it, both exterior edges where it meets the sky or background as it were, and the interior edges, the details that reside within the object itself, both structural, like the lip of this pot, and shadow, light effects, like this shadow that runs along this side of these different pots. These can all be expressed with outline type marks. The searching line, unlike the blind contour line, is much more of a useful tool in depicting objects the way they look from your point of view. The searching line will be a line that you get to try and retry until you get it correct. Let me show you. Again, I'm focusing on the still life a lot, but now I'm freely looking back and forth between the still life and my paper to make sure that I am capturing here what I intend. It requires a constant evaluation of both what's happening on the paper and what you're seeing in the still life, never forgetting one in favor of the other. They're very much connected. So I'll begin. Again, I'm holding my pencil in that drawing grip with my thumb as the pressure point, and I'm going to begin by trying to express some of these circles very lightly. I'm looking for their shape with a searching line. The idea here being that your first line is never going to be your most accurate line because of the fact that you're learning about the object as you're drawing it, as you're looking at it. You'll notice that for these pots on the bottoms here, I'm drawing the whole circle, the searching line circle, all the way through. Even though I don't see that, it's important to draw all of these circles in their entirety in order to get that relationship correctly. One of the things that students have the most trouble with is these cylindrical or sphere-like objects and getting the idea of those curved relationships correct. And so I begin the last pot here. You notice that first circle I make. You see how it's pinched here and it's fat here? The searching line allows me to sort of flesh this out in a way that is more accurate based on my observation of the still life. And so the idea here being that you never want to stay married to your original mark because it's probably not your most correct mark. And this allows you to establish the relationships quickly between different still life objects with the idea that certainly you would go back through and reiterate these things more carefully. And so you end up with a lot of different lines that sort of average out into being the most correct depiction of the different still life things. I can depict the cast shadow that I see right here in terms of this searching line. I'm finding it. I don't know where it is. There's another shadow here, with the idea that this would be the beginning of a longer drawing. You could leave it like this as a sketch, but the idea being if you were going to do a longer study of these three pots, you could then go back in and really reiterate these things more carefully once you know exactly where they are. Again, first line is probably not going to be the best line. You need to search it out, find the line, and then take the time to reiterate it if you need to, if it's going to be a longer study. Again, you can see the record of me trying to search out the correct way